Why hello there, and welcome to this community-created documentary on the awesome era of Area of Effect in Path of Exile before the great shrinkage of March 2017. Now this is a long video where many thanks are due and explanations are made, and we know that not all of you are either interested nor have the time to maybe listen to all of these. Therefore, here should be some convenient links for you to skip ahead to see what it is you came to see. That is, essentially, some big fucking explosions. Now, up here, you should see a link to general explanations that are just basically how the gear works, how the passive tree works, and basically the entire idea for the build. Right under there, you should see the basic showcase for all skills at 311% area of effect. Right down there, you should see the Vaal Skills, also showcased at 311% increased area of effect. Up there, you will see a select number of skills linked to the Cast on Death gem for an additional increased area of effect. Over here, you'll see my selection of favorite skills cast under the effect of a massive shrine, and finally, down there, you'll find the credits where we thank everyone who helped or proposed to help or offered, but at the end of the day, their items or ideas were not necessary for the build, but still, we'd like to thank them for offering. Now first, to thank the members of the community who came ahead and gave us various items or ideas to help make this build possible. First, we must thank RMT the Brave, who came forward first, lending us a legacy Piranda signet and his dying son. Next, Sindusk MFT the Thinker, who provided many ideas as to how to optimize the builds, as well as a 6% corrupted worm's molt and a level 21 increased area of effect gem. Next, of course, is Fishcakes the Smart, who provided us the second legacy signet. Afterwards, Necaturus, the Powerful, providing his perfect acuities. Followed shortly by Paths of Exile, the Wise, who offered his own perfect legacy Astromendist. Crippler the Strong shortly followed, carrying us over many hours, braving the levels 86 through 90. Followed directly after him Jackalope the Friendly, who brought us from 90 to 91 over multiple hours, as well as lending us his Emperor's Wit. Finally, last but not least, Transmutation, the Lucky, who found a massive shrine to share with us. And of course, we could add yours truly, who essentially was just offering my ridiculous ideas to the public and somehow managed to convince some people to help me. No one knows why. So this build manages to get a maximum amount of AoE possible by combining Pillar of the Cage God, which gives us 1% increased area of effect radius per 20 intelligence, along with Series Acuity, the highest int and unique gloves in the game, 2 Legacy Piranda Signets to get 6% increased intelligence for each unique item we have equipped, a Carcass Jack, which is unique and gave us 20% increased radius of various skills, a Black Sun Crest for 15% increased intelligence, plus the unique bonus, a Legacy Perfect Astromendist, a Worm's Molt, which gives us some int and is corrupted for an additional 6% increased radius of various skills, a Sintrek, again boots that give us some int and another 6% because they're unique, and finally a Dying Sun Flask, which itself gives us an additional 30% increased area of effect during the effect. Now, we combine that with a passive tree, which is mostly geared towards grabbing as much int as we can, stopping by for important AoE nodes. For example, we go take the AoE nodes here, we take the nodes for extra mines, and AoE here, and this is because our Ascendancy Saboteur gives us 4% increased area of effect for each mine. So by adding as many mines as we can from the tree and from support gems, we are managing to stack all the way up to 11 mines, effectively giving us 44% increase. So with all of that, and effectively stacking 2,122 intelligence from items, various unique jewels, including a Emperor's Mastery and an Emperor's Wit. We basically manage to get what is exactly, and let me just put these down again. Oh, of course, I forgot to mention, this is a +1 gems, and we have a level 21 increased area of effect, so this is effectively a level 22 for 41% increased area, which with a Dying Sun gives us a total of 311% AoE. So that's Flame Blast. Fireballs have pretty respective explosions. Oh, that is a very pretty Ice Nova. That is quite nice. Alright, well, Ice Bomb is pretty sizable. Contagion should look pretty normal. We have to really appreciate the graphic on this. Lightning Warp looks the same, but as you can see, you're hitting way fucking further. So you have to wait a bit for the effect, but I think it's nice. Vortex. We'll miss you. Problem is you can't actually see how far it hits. Still trash. For maximum single target efficiency, Firestorm. It's actually storming outside of the screen. Glacial Cascade looks fucking amazing. Be interesting to know how far it actually hits. If you could follow it. Seems to go off for a long time. Alright, you're gonna have to look closely for this one because it's not gonna last long. Well, hey, it's the new buffs, right? Okay, so this is another one of those that doesn't actually show, but as you can see, by casting it there, it's still hitting far away. Arctic Breath is also going to need some walls to hit, I think. Oh, that's pretty solid. That's a respectable AoE size. It's a bouncing ball. Lightning Tendrils officially viable. I'm gonna rename my character to Chevron. Yeah. It's a sizable wither. Okay, I didn't actually realize, but yeah, the line's over here. It's yeah, Sword of Storms. The buff Bladefall needs. Just go kill mobs all the way down here, from all the way over there. See, anyone wondering what this is? It's just a really big cloud. Those are some pretty spikes. Maybe we should add those spikes to the Ice Crash spikes. So Cyclone is hitting pretty far. It's totally a melee skill, guys. Good old Chaos Ground. Still just a tiny amount of corpses in the middle though. So this will be just your generic curse. As you can see, yeah, it's everywhere. Long shit to edit. Oh, ice trap. So the AoE still looks tiny, but it hits pretty far. See, I'd play Wild Strike if that was the base AoE.
Holy Vortex was always supposed to be a screen-wide type of skill. That's a good fire trap. Okay. So we can actually see... This would be willing to work more than once. There you go. So that's about the range. This is very nice. There hits here. Well, there's people who want to make crazy leap slam builds out there. Leap slam pretty much hits your entire screen. Come on. Alright, so the explosion stays tiny, but the radius is probably just about screen wide. Alright, I'm looking forward to this one. Oh. Oh yeah. This is next meta, guys. So Enduring Cry is still tiny, but as you can see, I got 3 endurance charges from the entrance of the zone, so it works. Static Strike. Well, it's tough, but we can make it work. Okay, so a max AoE Herald of Ash. Those are some nice explosions. This fucking goes everywhere. This is so useless. So yeah, sweep pretty much just hits the entire screen. Those AoEs are very nice. Yeah. I'd play this. Forgot to actually record. Well, never mind. So, here it is. Okay, so yeah. Shitty lack of model, but at least it hits the whole screen. So, you can't see the cry being bigger, and you can't see the explosions being bigger. So, since this character doesn't actually generate charges, we're just going to show you one version of discharge. That's fire discharge. Wall ground slam. Whoa, that shit's huge. That is beautiful. That's a nice flame blast. Alright. Okay. Well, lightning warp is pretty interesting, to be honest. Whoa. That is pretty. That was actually really... Let's all be deep. Very nice. Raw Righteous Fire. So some people asked to try out some spells linked with Cast on Death, which quality giving increased area of effect would grant 66% increased area of effect while dead. However, this doesn't actually result in a 66% increase because as dying purges you of buffs and debuffs, the Dying Sun Flask no longer affects you. and that actually gives us about 40% of our AoE. We do manage to, however, get a bit more, as you can see now, with the mines and dying. We managed to go up to 338%. So, yeah, here's the Cast on Death skills. Alright, everything's tempting. Okay, Suicide Fireball. Oh, of course, the infamous Cast on Death Lightning Warp movement capability. Maybe Arctic Breath will avenge us. Hey, that's a nice circle. This is going to take a bit. That's a nice discharge. Maybe this ball lightning will be the new alternatives for supports looking to curse after their death. It hits really hard and really far. I feel like a lot of these are just kind of underwhelming because they're only cast once. A single stack of Blade Vortex will be still hitting the entire screen and managing to stutter the game. Alright, well, Cold Snap is still absolutely terrible. I didn't even hit half the mobs. So interestingly enough, Righteous Fire can be supported with Cast on Death. Not that it does anything, but it can! An extremely large Firestorm. Well, those explosions are hitting really large, even when they're far away. And Death. Okay. An Avenging Glacial Cascade. Okay, sweet. So with shrines. So now, just a quick explanation before we do this. I'm only going to showcase a couple skills on shrine because it is a limited time and I don't want to have to be swapping all the time. So I'm just going to set this up to first show Flame Blast, Firestorm, Vortex, and Glacial Cascade. And then showcase Wither, Blade Vortex, and Ice Crash. Just put Blade Vortex and Ice Crash there. Of course, to get a maximum amount of AoE from this, I am equipping the Gull, which will increase the buff of the Massive Shrine by an additional 75%. Black Suncrest gives us about 9-10% AoE. This should give us much, much more. So, without further ado, these are the skills I've chosen. I hope that they're to your liking. And since it takes a long time to actually find one of these shrines, they're going to be the only ones included in this video. So, yeah, let's look at how much we actually get. Just to check, we are at 262, so just 9% under what we normally are with just the Black Sun Crest and the Dying Sun not active. This will have to cycle through all the skills very fast, as there's only 2 uses of the flask. So, sorry, but yeah, it's gonna have to be quick. Alright, let's do this. This gives us 332%. So, 20% more, basically. And that's before the flask. So, with the flask, we are at, and we're just gonna have to start casting, 371. Okay, so that's Flame Blast, Vortex, Ice Crash, and Bladefall. I mean, not Bladefall, Firestorm. Okay, well, I'm just gonna showcase Firestorm a bit without the flask as well. Good stuff. And now, increased AoE on these 3. Blade Vortex, Ice Crash, and Wither. Same thing, quick show. So, Ice Crash, Wither, and Blade Vortex. Alright.
So as an endnote to this video, I'd like to add one last thanks to simply everyone who helped to contribute, and in general, just the community as a whole. The response to my message asking for items, for man-hours of work, was simply staggering. Everyone came together and helped create this in such a short notice amount of time, for essentially who was a random Path of Exile player and streamer that very little people know about. So it was a pleasure to work with you all and to make this for you. I hope you really enjoyed it, and well, as these changes are going to leave this potentially never replicable in the future, I hope that it'll prove to be good footage for people to come back and look at how AoE used to look like when one man decided, fuck it, I don't need damage, I don't want to clear Merciless Dry Lake, I just want to see everything as big as possible, cover my entire screen. Once again, thank you very much. I'm Alastiir, and I'll see you later. Great shrinkage of March 27th. My beard just fell down, didn't it? Explanations. So, if you're not in... God damn it, this mustache just keeps on falling. Even how it all works, you just want to see some big fucking explosions. So, for those folks, fuck this thing, I'm gonna swap it.